Hi, thanks for joining us at the Wheatland Regional Library for our STEAM to Go project. Today we're going to be making a light up magic wand. So if you need to pause the video to gather some supplies, please feel free to do so and then come back and join us to start building. To make this magic wand, you're going to need 3 jumbo popsicle sticks, electrical tape, copper tape, markers, one 5mm LED light, and a 3-volt lithium coin battery. To start your magic wand, the first thing you need to do is cut one of your popsicle sticks about 1.5 inches or 2 from the end. You can use a pair of scissors for this, but you might need to ask an adult for some help. Then you need to cut your copper tape into 7 pieces. So we need 2 pieces that are the same length as the whole popsicle stick. You need 1 smaller piece that is the same length as the part of the popsicle sticks you cut, 2 other small pieces, and then 2 medium pieces that can wrap around the popsicle sticks. So we're going to start off with our whole popsicle sticks. The first thing you're going to do is take the 2 medium pieces and choose an end of the popsicle stick that's going to be your handle. And you're just going to wrap that copper tape around the whole popsicle stick, making sure that the 2 ends of the copper tape overlap. Then you're going to leave about 1/2 inch or so of space between the 2 pieces of tape, and do the same thing with the second piece of tape. And make sure again that those ends overlap. So you're going to end up with a popsicle stick that has the 2 strips going horizontally. The next thing you're going to do with the other whole popsicle stick is take one of the long pieces of copper tape and put it all the way down that popsicle stick. And when you're using these longer pieces of copper tape, I really advise you to just take a small bit of the paper backing off and then stick it to the popsicle stick right away, and then just remove the backing as you go along, because this copper tape can really get stuck to itself, and then it's very, very hard to get it unstuck. So just as you go along, remove that backing, and we're going to go all the way down this popsicle stick to the bottom. So that one's done. Now we're going to take the other long piece of copper tape, and you need to cut this one into 2 pieces. So you're going to measure so that the copper tape overlaps those pieces we put on before, and then go as close to the end as you can, but it doesn't need to go exactly to the end. And then the other piece we're going to cut to fit the bottom. And same thing, we're going to overlap that little bit of copper tape there and attach those. And with this longer piece, again, I'm going to try to really just remove the paper backing as I go so it doesn't get stuck to itself. So we'll attach it near the top, and just as I go, we're going to peel it so it doesn't get tangled. And making sure that it overlaps a little bit with the piece that we've already attached. And we'll do the same with our small bottom piece, and then we'll come back for the next step. All right, now our popsicle sticks are done. So we have the 2 full popsicle sticks we did previously, and you can see how those turned out, one with the gap and one where the tape goes all the way along. I've also attached one of the small pieces of copper tape to the piece of popsicle stick that we cut, and this is going to end up being our on-off switch after we're done the magic wand, so we can just put those to the side. The next thing we're going to work with is our LED light. So you're going to very carefully separate the 2 wires into a V shape, just to give yourself enough room to work with. It doesn't matter which side you attach to what popsicle stick. You're going to take your last 2 pieces of copper tape and put one along one of the prongs of the LED light. And just gently stick it down. Pick up your popsicle stick and then lay it over top of the copper tape that's already there, so that the LED light sticks out the top. And you're going to repeat that step with the other popsicle stick so that everything is attached together. So we're gonna put that copper tape along the prong again. And stick it to the other popsicle stick to make a V shape. Like this. Overlapping all of that copper tape, and the light sticks out the top. Okay, so now we have our two popsicle sticks attached at the top to the LED light, and you can see there now we have that V shape, and the copper tape is overlapping, so that's important. Sandwiched between the pieces of copper tape are those prongs of the LED light. So we need that to make sure that you line those up well when you're taping them. Next, we're going to use the long part of the cut popsicle stick, and using the rounded edge, that's going to go in between these two. And now we can close the wand carefully together, and you can see that the one popsicle stick is now sandwiched between the others. Using our electrical tape, which I've pre-cut, you're going to need 3 strips of electrical tape about this size, so long enough that it can wrap around our sandwich of popsicle sticks here. And you're going to do one near the top and go all the way around. And this really helps secure those popsicle sticks together and keeps the LED light and the copper tape in place. And then you're going to do one in the middle. Wrapping it all the way around. Just make sure you don't cover up any of the copper tape at the bottom. All right, so now we have it taped together. There's an important thing I want you to check before we continue. Look up here at the top near your LED light. Make sure that that popsicle stick you put in the middle is separating the 2 prongs at the top. If you have any of the wires touching or the copper tape touching at the top, it's not going to light up properly. So you really need to make sure at this point that that middle popsicle stick is keeping those 2 prongs of your LED light separated right up to the bottom of the LED light. If you need to adjust that middle popsicle stick, just take the tape off, move it around until it's separating everything, and then tape it all back together. So now we just have left our battery and our on-off switch. So the first thing we're going to do now is insert the battery into the end of the magic wand we haven't taped yet. And you might have to try it out both ways to see what works with the circuit. So we're going to put it in one direction and use our on-off switch just to test it. So this piece of copper tape has to complete the circuit by touching these 2 pieces we wrapped around it, and it didn't turn on. So that means my battery's in the wrong way. So I'm going to take it out and turn it over so the opposite end is pointing up. Slide it back into place and then test it again with my on-off switch, making sure that it completes the circuit, and you can see my light lights up now. So to finish it off and to secure the battery, we're going to take another piece of electrical tape and we're going to tape the bottom, but we want to make sure we don't cover up that copper tape there. So we're just going to tape the bottom of our magic wand so it's nice and tight, just being sure that the electrical tape does not overlap that copper tape, and that way our battery can't fall out the sides. Our last step is to tape on our on-off switch. So I have a smaller piece of electrical tape here, and I'm going to put it on the side of the popsicles of the on-off switch that does not have the copper tape on it, and attach that at the bottom. So I'm just going to put the end of the cut popsicle stick up against the magic wand, wrap that tape around the bottom, and you can add more tape if you need to. Now it kind of flaps back and forth, and that's what you want because you want to be able to turn it on and off. So when I close the circuit and press on it, it lights up and it's on. When I let go of that on-off switch and remove it from the circuit of electricity is broken, and so the light doesn't turn on. So now we have our magic wand that we can turn off and on using our switch. Thanks for joining us today for our Steam to Go magic wand project. I know this one's a little bit trickier, so if you're having trouble with it, just double check your tape. Double check if that middle popsicle stick is separating the light, and then always check your battery and make sure you're trying it in both directions with your on-off switch completing the circuit to test your battery. And always go back and rewatch this if you need help. I hope you enjoyed making this today, and now you can do some magic spells. Check out our website and visit us again for more great projects.